Hello, everybody. It's Philip Lee returning with another episode of Civil War Chat. Today's date is August the 3rd, 2021. Our topic today is Northern War motivation. Before we get started, click on the click on the subscriber button below to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and also the notification bell in the upper right so that you'll be notified when new episodes are released. Today's topic is really kind of a follow-on to the discussion we had about tariffs yesterday, and I'm going to provide contemporary evidence for the conclusions that I came to yesterday. So, on yesterday's episode, explained that modern historians simply and wrongly equate Southern secession with the cause of the Civil War because they reflexively look for an explanation that makes the South culpable. If, however, they were to consider the reasons Northerners refused to let the initial 7 cotton states secede peacefully, they would discover that the Yankees went to war to avoid the economic consequences of disunion that would result from the formation of a low tariff country on their southern border. The article below from the Boston Transcript, published in March of 1861, was only about a month before the Fort Sumter bombardment, and it shows that that newspaper, the Boston Transcript, even dismissed slavery as a cause of the war. Quote, alleged grievances in regard to slavery were originally the causes of the separation of the cotton states, but the mask has been thrown off, and it is apparent that the people of the seceding states are now for commercial independence. The merchants of New Orleans, Charleston, and Savannah are possessed with the idea that New York, Boston, and Philadelphia may be shorn of their mercantile greatness by a revenue system verging upon free trade. That would be in the Confederacy. If the Southern Confederation is allowed to carry out a policy by which only a nominal duty is laid upon imports, no doubt the businesses of the chief northern cities will be seriously injured. The difference is so great between the tariff of the Union and that of the Confederacy that the entire Northwest, meaning the present day Midwest, north and west of the Ohio River, must find it to their advantage to purchase imported goods at New Orleans rather than New York. In addition, northern manufacturers will suffer from the increased importations resulting from the low duties. Now, the Boston Transcript was not alone. 3 months earlier, in December 1860, the Boston Herald wrote, quote, should the South secede, she will immediately form commercial alliances with the European countries that will help English manufacturing at the expense of New England. The first move the South would make would be to impose a heavy tax upon the manufacturers of the North and an export tax on the cotton used by the Northern manufacturers. In this way, she would seek to cripple the North. The carrying trade, meaning the coastal trade by ships, which is now done by American vessels, would be transferred to British ships, close quote. Similarly, on December 10th, 1860, the Chicago Daily Times wrote, quote, let us look disunion right in the face. At one single blow, our foreign commerce must be reduced to less than one half of what it is now. Our coastwise trade, presently an American monopoly by law, would pass into other hands. One half of our shipping would lie idle at our wharves. We should lose our trade with the South with all of its immense profits. Our manufactories would be in utter ruins. Let the South adopt the free trade system or that of a tariff for revenue instead of deterrence, meaning protection. And the results would alike follow. If protection be wholly withdrawn from our labor, it could not compete with the labor of Europe. We should be driven from the market, and millions of our people would be compelled to go out of employment. That is the Chicago Daily News, December 10th, 1860. Finally, on December 27th, 1860, the Philadelphia Press wrote, and this is shortly after South Carolina, which was the first state to seceded. It was about a week after. The Philadelphia Press wrote, if South Carolina is permitted to establish a free port with impunity and to invite into her harbor all ships of foreign nations instead of the flag carriers for the coastal trade as required by federal law, if South Carolina were part of the Union, would not disaster fall upon the northern interests? What they're saying is let Charleston be a free port and disaster falls upon the Union. None of the preceding quotes that I have provided deny that some of the Southern secession declaration of causes cited slavery as a reason to secede. I'm not denying that, and these quotes don't deny it. They do, however, reveal that today's historians too often fail to examine why Northerners chose to militarily coerce the Cotton States back into the Union. They also show why protective, meaning deterrence, tariffs were a cause of the war for Northerners. It was Northerners that wanted high tariffs. It was Northerners that went to war over the tariff, not Southerners. And the articles, the quotations also explain why tariffs on dutiable items increased from 19% before the war to an average of 45% for 50 years thereafter. That's pretty convincing proof that the Yankees wanted high tariffs. You want to learn more about this? Get Causes of the Civil War by Philip Lee. You can get $22 at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, other bookstores. If you want an autographed copy from me, I'll sell it to you if you're here in the United States for $25 and I'll cover the postage. Just email me, Phil, P-H-I-L _Lee, L-E-I-G-H at me.com. Okay, that's our show for today, and thanks for watching. We'll be back soon with more.